Hello A-Sven-gers, it's me, Svenny McG. Today we're going to be looking at something a little bit different here. This guy. The North American retail launch box for the Nintendo 64. So, let's jump right in, take a look.
Alright, the Nintendo 64. The fun machine. Can you imagine getting this back in 1996 and you open it up and it's your birthday or it's Christmas and you unwrap it and you check it all out and you see it and it's the fun machine. Amazing. Just amazing. So right from the top we've got the machine. Experience unsurpassed 64-bit graphics and CD quality sound, but not a CD to be seen, running at an awesome 94 megahertz. And then of course we're going to talk about the controller. Reach new levels of accuracy and play control with the ergonomically designed controller featuring 14 buttons. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and the Z trigger is 14. And you have your analog control stick. And of course your graphics puts you in real-time 3D environments. Get ready for speed and excitement with an endless array of perspectives. And number 4, plug and play. You get stereo AV cables here. No more RF, at least not included. And the stereo AV cables are included for the highest quality picture and sound. Plus, you can have your N64 and Super Nintendo connected to your TV simultaneously, provided the Super Nintendo now uses RF. This is the retail box. Obviously, this looks like one that came out here in Canada, as they were going to show the en français. On the side, here's what the side looks like, at least panned here. So same thing, we're going to take another look at the controller, show it from a side profile. You have saving your moves, so here we're talking about using the controller pack. And finally, just that there are a variance of colors. And we know it didn't stop there. We know that we got into all the other ones, the watermelon, we got the transparents, etc. But there was cool colors right from inception already here planned. The top of the box, Nintendo 64, the fun machine. So already we're showing off Killer Instinct, we're showing Mario, we're showing Star Wars, I believe that's Shadows of the Empire, and again the console. Bottom we've got the same, but we're just doing it in green. The other side, same thing, just for retail if it was going to be sitting sideways on a shelf. Here we've got the same image, but again in red. Here we have the back of the whole console here. So take that in nice. Let's take a closer look. Again, we're talking about the machine here. Experience a quantum leap in graphics realism with the N64 system. I bet you Quantum Leap was huge still in the 90s. Maybe that was already past its time. I don't know. I'll have to ask Scott Bakula. Real-time rendering and awesome anti-alias graphics create heart-pumping virtual gaming world. Plus, have your N64 and SNES connected. And now we'll see that later. Now here we've got the controller. Again, we're talking about it. Use the analog stick to move 360 degrees. It was cool at the time and still is to this day, even though the layout is a little bit, let's call it wonky. Quick action trigger on the bottom. Awesome. GoldenEye certainly worked well. And using a controller pack to save all your data. Technical questions, call in to Nintendo. And here they're showing with that stereo AV cable. So again, you can connect it directly to the TV, and if you couldn't, perhaps you had a VCR, you could connect it there and then run RF from your VCR. And if you don't, you could get an RF modulator, may be required, sold separately. We've looked at so many different RF variants available for the Nintendo 64 using the multi-out. Check them out in the playlist or on my channel. But again, in theory here, you could convert either your N64 or your Nintendo. If you didn't have multiple AVs on your TV, you could convert your N64 or your SNES, one of them to RF, or using a VCR, you can actually connect one to the TV, one to the VCR, and then run RF into the television that way. So, variety of different options to be had there. So looking at the top again here, we've got Shadows of the Empire with some images there. We've got Mario 64. Here we're looking at Pilot Wings, Cruisin' USA, some images there. I'd love to know what was here. Nintendo customer policy. So someone had it here and it obviously got torn out, and that's a shame because that would just make it a cool keepsake. Down here we have Killer Instinct Gold. What does the set include? It includes the control deck, NUS 001, the AC power supply, NUS 002, the controller, NUS 005, and then of course your stereo AV cable, which they've dubbed SHVC 008. The bottom here we talk about the different games when they've debuted. Of course, Nintendo 1996. This spot here on the box, this would have been on the internals. I should mention I don't have the manuals with this, nor do I have the styrofoam. The box is empty. That's how I received this when I purchased it from someone. I knew that going into it, and even though the box isn't in the prettiest shape, I'm content with that. I mean, if I find something cheaper, maybe I'll go after it, but whatever. For now, I'm happy to have it as a placeholder on my shelf. But here you could see there was an internal box holding the system or styrofoam in place, and it said register through the serial in there if you wanted to check it out with the customer service. But that is the box in a nutshell. Again, top, bottom there. We looked at the two sides, and again at the front. This is it, 1996. Thing of sheer beauty. I mean, that is a fantastic design. Like, just, you know, looks aerodynamic. It's beautiful.
Now, of course, this is the charcoal gray original console. And looking at consolevariations.com, you can see there's at least 19, almost 20 different variants of the console itself, let alone the retail configurations. You could get the charcoal gray with the atomic purple controller included, and then there's the whole Funtastic line of the translucent ones that I mentioned before. So there's lots of different ones here. I just wanted to show what the generalized version was, and plain and simple, what was included in the box and what to expect when you get a Nintendo 64. Again, cool to find this, and you know, an exciting, fun machine to find back from 1996. Thanks again for watching today, and if you enjoyed this, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps grow the channel. Until next time, I hope you take care and be good to each other. We'll see you again soon. Bye now.